Most people spend their entire lives waiting for a sign, a calling, a perfect setup. We're conditioned to think meaning is some hidden treasure buried out there, and one day we'll just stumble over it and everything will finally click. But after years of overanalyzing every move, I've realized something uncomfortable. The search itself is why you feel lost. Our need for purpose and identity. They aren't roadmaps, they're contradictions. Today, I want to break down three paradoxes that changed how I see my work, my business, and my own mind. Once you see them, you stop being a passenger in your head and start becoming the architect. The paradox of meaning. Humans are meaning-seeking creatures living in a silent universe. We need purpose like oxygen. Without it, even a winning trade or a professional promotion feels like nothing. But here's the truth I had to swallow. There is no universal meaning handed to you. I used to think that once I reached a certain level of success, or finally became consistently profitable, I'd feel the meaning. But meaning is a construction. Whether you're a trader, an entrepreneur, a father, or a craftsman, that feeling of purpose is something you manufactured. The paradox is this: if you don't create meaning, life is empty. But the moment you realize you are the one creating it, it can start to feel like a game you've invented yourself. I felt this most when I started trading. At first, it's just candles moving on a chart, numbers flashing on a screen, and a strategy that may or may not work. It feels fake. But the meaning comes when you choose to commit to the process anyway. You don't find your passion in the markets. You build it through the hours of study, the losses that teach you discipline, and the constant effort to improve. Meaning isn't hidden inside the chart. It's created by the person staring at it, day after day, even while knowing they're the one drawing the blueprint. The paradox of the self. We all like to think we have a fixed identity. We say things like, "This is just who I am," but look at your life 5 years ago. You wouldn't even recognize that person's priorities. You act one way at your job, another way with your friends, and a completely different way when you're alone at 2 a.m., staring at a trading chart. The paradox is that you feel permanent, but you are a constant update. Your brain tells you a consistent story just to keep you from losing your mind. But in reality, you aren't a fixed entity. You're a pattern. Trading taught me this lesson better than anything else. When I first started, I thought successful traders were a different breed of people. More disciplined, more intelligent, more emotionally controlled. I thought I had to become that person before I could succeed. But experience showed me the opposite. Every mistake, every loss, every emotional decision, every time I broke my rules, those moments slowly reshaped me. I didn't become disciplined and then start trading well. I started practicing discipline, and over time I became a disciplined trader. This realization was my get-out-of-jail-free card. It meant I wasn't trapped by my past mistakes, my losing trades, or the labels I gave myself. I didn't have to act based on who I was yesterday. I could act differently today, and my identity would eventually catch up. You don't become a successful trader and then follow your plan. You follow your plan, and one day you realize you've become a successful trader. The paradox of awareness. Evolution didn't design us to understand the universe. It designed us to survive, to find food, avoid threats, and keep going. But we have this new layer on top. Awareness. The ability to ask why. The paradox is that the brain asking the questions wasn't built to answer them. This is where the overthinking trap happens. A lion doesn't have an existential crisis because it missed a kill. It just hunts again. But we turn that awareness inward. We analyze our failures until they become our identity. Your awareness is your greatest edge, but if you don't give it a job, it will eat you alive. You cannot think your way out of anxiety or confusion. You have to act. You have to give that awareness something to build, a system, a brand, a tangible product. Life isn't a puzzle to solve, it's a tension to manage. We create meaning because the void is too quiet. We update our identity because growth demands it. And we guide our awareness so it serves us instead of consuming us. So if you're sitting there feeling stuck, wondering which path is the right one, realize that there isn't one. Stop waiting for life to make sense. Choose your paradox, pick your direction, and just start building.